Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Made with Love. My name is Heather and today is Thursday, November the 21st of 2024. So let's say this is day 2 of my 12 days of Christmas ornaments. Yesterday I wasn't quite sure if I was going to do 10 or 12, so I looked at my calendar last night and I figured out that from November 20th right till December 1st is 12 days. So I've decided I'll just do the full, the next right through till December 1st, I'm going to make an ornament every day. So I'm going to make them pretty easy. The one I did yesterday was just the little globes, filling them up with stuff. They look so good on my tree. So today is also going to be a very simple craft. Starting with this little sled that I bought at Dollar Tree. It was $1.75. I kind of like this one. They had another style last year, I think I'd seen it where it had the back part, so it looked, it was a little more 3D looking. So it had a back part and a front part. It looked more like an infant sled. So I got this, a sheet of scrapbook paper. It's got the colors I like. I don't really like the dark red in these, but I like all the other stripes. It's like got that look to it, and the sled has a very vertical or horizontal feel to it depending on how you tip it. So I just thought I love the stripes. And I have this set of stickers that I got at the thrift store for $1.25. So there was 2 on here I really like that will go really good with these stripes. So I've got, I'll do this side, it's easier to see. So this big one down here, it's got all the, it's got presents, it's got the holly and everything there. And then the one just above it with the candle and the poinsettia. I think they'll both go really good with these stripes. Just depending on which way I'm going to have the sled. I haven't decided kind of which one I like. It's hard to see the size and the actual colors against this paper. And it's hard to see how big this will really be in relation to the sled if I can't figure out exactly where it's going to be positioned. So I'll figure that out once I cut it all up to size. And then I like a little bit of bling. I have this bling wrap here. So this is really gold. So I've got these 2 here. It's kind of like a champagne, or like a champagne kind of, or copper pink or something, or gold. I guess it'd be the rose gold. And then more of like a really, it looks like an antique bronzy color. So I'm looking at those 2 to replace the string on here instead of doing the jute twine. Now I will save, like I said, I always save the jute twine. It's not something that's not found in all my crafting projects, but I do like the jute for more outside, hanging things outside, because I know the animals are going to take it. Like my trees are full of birds, so I know the birds are going to take this to build their nest. So I'd rather use the jute versus any other string or cord. Very long day again today. Okay. And then with that, you'll also need, I'm going to use the Mod Podge and a paintbrush. So I can get this here. A paintbrush, and then scissors, and then I've got a pencil and a scrap piece of paper. The reason I'm going to use the scrap piece of paper is because I would like to cut each of these little sections of the sled out individually. So I will show you how I do it when I've done a lot of this type of Mod Podge, where it's got pieces where I don't want the paper covering this, but it is so hard to get a clean cut in here. So I'm going to turn this little sled into a template, so then I can just trace out my template and get the 3 pieces I want. I couldn't find any paper, so what I'm using is this is just the backing page from one of those I don't know, the booklets that you get all your scrapbook paper in. I save those. I use those papers, the back page and the top page. I mean, you get 24 pages that you're paying for, and then they give you a really good solid, I mean, this is a pretty nice piece, but it's all I could find. Even the cover for the scrapbook paper, the packages, I always cut those up, and I use those in my crafts as well. It gives you 2 more pieces of paper. So I'm going to use this to make my template. just gonna move my camera down and I've got to grab the little table. I'm just using my little laptop table. I've got it going backwards. So I'm trying to figure out why it's not fitting right on my lap. Okay. So first thing, I'm just going to take this. I'm finding which side is less shiny, but I don't think it's going to matter. And then I'm just going to flip. I'm going to cut this string off first. Just get it out of my way. I'm going to snip right where the knot is. There we go. And my cats will also just take that and play with it too. So now I'm just going to put my sleigh down here. And I just want those 3 sections. So I'm just going to just rough tracing outline. Now I don't know if my, just got paper cut. I don't know if my pencil is actually going to get in here good enough, but mostly all I just need is just a quick little template, and it's okay if it's, you know, not perfect. It's just a rough estimate, and then I will cut this out a little bit bigger than this. Little sliver of wood off of the sled. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, I'll be Mod Podging this together, but I just need a quick little template. So I've got that. So if I take my sled and line it up, it is bigger, you know, it kind of goes over, which is perfect. It's what I want. I kind of like a little bit bigger. So now looks like that. So now I'm going to, before I cut anything else, I'm just going to grab my, and I am just going to ever so slightly just write numbers on here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then on here I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to mark that this is the top, because the way that these are angled, and once I cut this apart, you know, I want to make sure I get this back in the right order. And then I'm also going to take this and I'm going to spray paint this. I just want just this part where the 3 strips are to have the scrapbook paper. So now I'm just going to set this aside, and I'm just going to cut this part, and I'm going to, and then I can lay this out on the scrapbook paper. And when I lay it down, then I can actually get the lines I like. If I can avoid too many of those red, the very dark red lines, that would be great. There, so I got my 3 template pieces. Got the scrapbook paper. And again, like I said, I can just see exactly where these red lines are and just see how I can get these without getting those lines. Let's see. Also, I want to find a way that I can make, you know, good use out of all of this scrapbook paper, and I'm not going to waste as much. So now, where did I put my pencil? Okay. Just trace this out. I'll just cut each piece out as I do this, so then I can cut it, and then on the back label it. And then once I get my 3 template pieces cut out, then I will go and spray paint. Now I should have done the spray painting first, I know, but I kind of forgot. I was kind of not quite sure exactly how I was gonna make this sleigh. Like that, and I know you can see the pencil, that's okay, because when I put it on, I will be able to, I will line up with the line, and I will be able to trim off the excess once it's in place. But I just need I just need to kind of know the guideline, or I can even just erase the lines. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to put a 1 with an arrow, so I know that that is number 1 and that is the top. So I've got 1 done. I'm just going to do the next 2, and then I'm going to go and spray paint this, and I'll be back when this is when I'm spray painting. Yeah, I'm in my garage right now. It is so cold outside, so I decided I'm just going to use this Armor Coat enamel paint in black. I know I bought this for metal paint for the painting that mailbox, but I just think it's just going to go. I guess I'm going to use this bronze one. I just think the bronze and the black is going to look good. I'm just going to flip this upside down. I'm going to paint the bottom first. If I can find where the trigger is. Just want a nice light coat. I don't need to like oversaturate this. But you can see the difference already in just a few light strokes. And I'm just going to use this to flip over. Like that. Because of the... I'm going to get paint on my hands. Side, and I think that's all I need to paint. I really didn't need to paint the part where I'm going to be, painting on or gluing stuff on, but that's okay. There. I'm just going to let that dry, and I will be back when this is dry and I'm ready to glue on the scrapbook paper and add the stickers and all the other embellishments. So it's all dried, just that quick coat that you saw me do. I didn't do any touch-ups, I just let it dry for a couple hours. And like I said, I just used this Armor Coat enamel paint and a black gloss. I know it's more for metal, but sometimes you just use whatever you have. Oops. So this was just the only black paint I have. I actually have the trim clad, the hammered finish, but I didn't really want that. I wanted a nice smooth black. I'm just gonna put this back with the other paints. So don't really have a table, so I'm just going to use this lid that I had used to paint this on and use my lap. My plan is to have my table cleared off in the next couple of days, but we'll see if I can get that far. So now I'm just using the Mod Podge and a paintbrush. And we're going to attach the strips of paper. I got them all cut out and I've got them numbered and which way is up, because otherwise I'm going to get them all, once they're cut out, I'm going to get them all mixed up. So I'm going to start with the middle one first. And I have a paintbrush. Oh, here it is. And I'm dropping stickers and things on the floor. And I'm almost out of Mod Podge. Definitely have to go and get some next time I'm at the store, probably tomorrow. I thought I could get to today. I never made it that far. But I'm definitely going to need more Mod Podge for the rest of the crafts that I'm going to be doing. on the series of my 12 days of Christmas ornaments. So I just do a nice generous amount. And this paintbrush is not very good. It's one that I use for gluing. The last time I had used Mod Podge, and I can say I didn't rinse it off well enough, which does happen, especially when your glue has really dried out and don't have a lot left. Actually, you know, I think I'm just gonna, because of how bad this glue is, I think I'm just gonna put glue on all 3 strips right now. That's the great thing about Mod Podge, is it takes a while to dry. So I can get the glue on everywhere I need it, and then I'm gonna wipe off the glue where I don't want it. And okay, so I've got a nice generous coat of Mod Podge here. Just trying to get it in a few of those places. It's not sticking where I want it. And I'm just going to set this down because I've got the glue in places I don't want. So I'm just going to wipe it off with my fingers. I just don't have a cloth here. So I think I'm just going to go grab a napkin. Just grabbed Kleenex. It's not going to be good. It's going to be sticky and it's going to make this stick. But I just need to get some of this glue cleaned off where I don't want it to be. Try the best I can to get it out from around in here and in between. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that, so okay. Now I'm just going to lay my paper on here. And it is quite a bit bigger, which I knew that was going to happen, and I didn't mind that it was a little bit bigger because when it dries I can trim the excess off. And then where did I put them? There they are. This one says number 3. Slip it there. And this will be number 1. Got that on, so I'm just going to, slide these pieces over. Actually, I'm just going to take this one off. I'm going to just kind of change my plan just a little bit. I'm just slipping the first 1 and 3 over just to the edge of where I want them lined up. And then this middle one, I am going to trim it now. Just a little bit too big. So I'm just going to, I know I don't want to trim, but I can see with the Mod Podge where it was. So if I just trim around making a mess because I am dropping this. Now I'm just going to stick this piece back in place. And I trimmed it too small. Trimmed it a little too small, but that's okay because it's going to be covered. That is just going to make it so much easier for me on the next step. And I think I'm going to do the same thing to these ones. Actually, no. See, these ones I can bend and I know where it's going to come off when the Mod Podge dries. So now I'm just going to stick a layer of Mod Podge on top and let this dry. There's my board that I was using. I just don't want to get Mod Podge all over my pants here. Just do the layer of Mod Podge over top, and then I will be back when the Mod Podge dries and I can then go and sand and then finish all the little decorative embellishments. I was doing this and realized I had kind of forgot to hit play, but I did find these little thread snippers, and I found my little precision scissors. So I was just trying to go around the edge, just kind of snipping around, cleaning this up, and then I've got my little emery board here, and I'm just going down and across to kind of get this to shape. And I'm just kind of, now around this corner is a little tricky, so I'm kind of, if I had a sanding block, sometimes the sanding block gets in here a little bit easier, or just a little piece of sandpaper. I'm just trying to round this out. And then I did get some of this paper stuck where I don't want it. So for these little parts here that are sticking out of the sleigh, I may have to just go get some black paint and just touch that up. And I'm also just trying to distress around here a little bit to kind of be similar to this middle one. But I don't need to be perfect because I've decided I'm going to put some this bling wrap around, and I believe it should be, if I can do this, I believe it should be thick enough that I can kind of cover that up. So I'm going to do each one of these around here with the bling wrap, or not, I guess not around the center part, but around the whole perimeter with the bling wrap. After I get the stickers, I kind of figure out where I want those to go. So I'm just going to continue going around here. I said my Mod Podge is all bubbled, and you know, like you could see when I was trying to use it, my Mod Podge is kind of drying out, and so I've got lumps. So I've got these lumps. So I'm also just trying to sand out and smooth out the lumps of Mod Podge, which I'm kind of liking. It's kind of giving it this like more aged look. It's not quite what I wanted. I don't like those little bumps the way that they've dried, but I can kind of sand or buff them out so they're not quite as noticeable. I'm just trying to get in here a little bit. See if I can get some of the Mod Podge that's stuck in here, and I gotta clean it up like it is. It kind of spilt between those cracks there, and I'm trying to clean that up as well. So I'm just gonna continue sanding this until I've got the look I want. And then always go in the down direction. And like I said, I kind of wrecked this little corner here, but I'm not worried because I think the little gems are gonna hide those little mistakes. A little bit less noticeable. Also, I've got the stickers that I'm going to put on here as well. So I'm just going to continue sanding this down till I get the look I want, and then I will be back. I've got it the way I like it. So now I've got my stickers. I had another one. Oh, I feel I dropped the stickers. So these were the ones that I thought might work. So I've got the Merry Christmas. This one here with the poinsettia and the candle. And then this one with the ivy and the presents. So I decided I like this one. So my sled is going to sit this way. Otherwise, I would set it up this way if I wanted to do this and leave it very simple. Or again, I could do it sideways and have the Merry Christmas, and that's all that would fit on here. I can only use one sticker. So I've decided I like the one with the presents. I just think it looks good. It's a sled full of presents. My camera down. And I kind of cut these stickers out off their packaging just so I could kind of figure out the placement and how big they really were. And sometimes when I do that, I cut my stickers. I'm just going to make sure I didn't cut this one. So I want to put it about here. Kind of wanted to use this blue stripe on the sled to line up the presents. Like that. And I've got my stamp, so I might stamp Merry Christmas on here or stamp something. I haven't decided, so I will figure that out. But I do have this bling wrap chain, and I liked this more coppery one. Get it started here. I'm gonna take the whole chain off just because and I'm just going to start from here. I'm just gonna hot glue the chain on. I'm just gonna make sure that it's gonna work. See, that's why I kind of like this type of bling wrap on the chain, is you can like glue each little one individually and kind of slowly bring it around. Just want to make sure that this is gonna actually cover up my mistakes down here, and it will kind of hide where my paper kind of was all sticky and I kind of cut funny and I pulled the paper, so it's gonna fix that. And see, I think it would be enough that it's gonna, I said it already tested it, so it's gonna be enough to cover where I kind of cut a little bit too much of the paper off. So it's gonna hide some of those mistakes. That's one thing I like about any type of rope or yarn or bling wrap. Kind of go or make a border and it kind of hides some of your mistakes. And then I'm also gonna use this, because now the gifts go this way, as a hanger to be able to hang this ornament on the tree. So I just have to go and find my glue gun and plug it in, and I'll be back to glue this on and we can finish this craft. I'm now just over behind or underneath the stairs because there's a plug-in over here. I can't seem to find one over the rest of my basement. Everything's still, I'm trying to find places for everything. So I've got this one, and then I just thought while I was waiting for the glue gun, I would grab out my Christmas stamp, but if you notice, half of them are missing. So I don't have Merry Christmas because that's what I'd love to put on here. So instead, I'm going to stamp Happy Holidays. Get this to come off. And I'm just going to stamp it in the black ink just because I just thought it'd be better. I do have one of those things that you can put on the back of here, helps get the ink on even and helps you line things up. But I just, I'd have to dump out another drawer full of stuff. So I'm just gonna ink this good. And this ink is just from Dollar Tree, and I bought this, I don't know how many years ago I bought these, and I'm surprised that they, still full of ink. And I bought expensive ones from like the hobby stores or stationery stores, and they dry out so fast. But this one here, it's the Forever in Time ones, seem to work, a long time. It's probably because I don't do a lot of stamping like I used to, and I've got it upside down in my hands, and I gotta flip it around. Just want to stamp this right here. There we go. It says Happy Holidays, and I like how it kind of faded in a few places, which is perfect. I mean, the Y could use a little bit more touch up, but I'm going to leave it as is because I like that. I'm trying to make things kind of look old. I mean, I'm not somebody who does this antiquing stuff, but I do occasionally like some stuff to look a little older. I'm going to start up here in this top corner. I'm just going to put this little strip of hot glue to get started. I'm just gonna now sometimes when I'm using this type of chain stuff, I will glue, like put a little dab of glue on the back of every single little stone. But because I'm trying to cover up mistakes, I just want the glue to be exactly where I need it to be, or the gems to be right where I need them to be. So I am going to put the glue where I need it and then slowly wrap the chain around. Also, I find it a lot easier to do this when I'm trying to go around corners. So I already have my speed of glue down. I can get around the corner, and then I can also get a straighter edge too. Another corner to come around. I like to give a lot of glue, like an extra bigger lump of clump of glue when I've got to come around a corner. Helps to hold the stones in place. Sometimes you get too much glue and they come right out between the spaces in the stones. That's okay. I'll do the little glue strings later if I ever get to it. Sometimes I say that and I never go to fixing the glue strings. Just kind of leave them there as part of, you know. It's there, and now I realized I forgot to grab my scissors. Which one I gotta cut off between there. And then I can kind of just squish these ones apart just a little bit. Just kind of squish the first one and the last one together. That's what I love about these little strips, is there's a little bit of give between the two, and you can like sometimes just squeeze two of them together and you get less of a space, but kind of helps. Okay, sorry about that. My husband and one of his nephews is here. They are working on the bathroom, so I just stopped for a second. Okay, so like I said, having these things here, you can kind of squish two of them together to get, you know, a tighter squeeze, to so you that, or you end up with a larger gap in some other places. So you just kind of like, you can pull, you can stretch these so you've got a bigger space, or you can even squish them all together. So now I was trying to figure out how to do a hanger, and you know what, I think I like this as just a display sign that I can just set up on my mantle, or I guess I don't really have a fireplace mantle now, my china cabinet. So I decided I'm going to do that instead. So I'm going to put a strip of this across both of front here, where it's the front part of this sled. Like that. I like how that looks. So now I'm just gonna get my little precision scissors and just trim off some of this extra little thing that's holds the gems together. And that is done. I'm gonna just also put, I'm just gonna put this, I'm gonna get some glue and glue the sticker down a little bit because it's starting to lift up. I don't know how old the stickers are. And then I was going to do some paint to fix these little parts on the sled, but I've got my black ink out, so I'm just wondering if I could just touch this up with the black ink, and then I don't have to worry about going looking for paint and a paintbrush. Yeah, that's going to work. There, I just fixed those little spots with the black ink. And anywhere else where I kind of scuffed when I was sanding, I can just touch that up. And along here, I've got some of the Mod Podge on the sides here, kind of leaked out on me. I could just quick little thing of the black ink. Look at that. Didn't have to go get the paint at all. So now it is done. I would show you upstairs having it displayed, but like I said, my husband and his nephew are here upstairs working on the bathroom, so one more black ink behind here. Just go from this side underneath. There, it is done. So I guess I will show it later. I guess tomorrow I will show you what it looks like when it's displayed. So again, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who's subscribing to my channels and watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next ones. Bye.